Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I thought today I would read directly from the book at Spiritual Unfoldments 1 because White Eagle covers it perfectly, how we can develop ourselves to radiate that light and what we need to avoid in order to do it. A point we would emphasize in spiritual unfoldment and in the preparation of the healer is the need for a healthy mind together with a healthy body for those who would be channels for the light. Any practice which depletes the body, which causes the mind to run along unhealthy channels, must be put aside. Correct spiritual development will help to create health, and in its turn, a healthy mind will help in the unfoldment of the spiritual qualities and faculties. Remember that we are all both receiving and broadcasting stations. And while we are able to respond to the influences and impressions from the invisible planes of life, we also react to worldly influences and to the vibrations set in motion of passions, as well as bodily ills. We do not always understand why we feel as we do. And although we try hard, we cannot overthrow our unknown adversary. Truly, we are then in an unhealthy state. Are we speaking too directly? But you are seeking spiritual development. You desire to unfold your spiritual gifts. So you have to learn how to use your instruments. As we have said before, you can play any musical instrument, but you have to master the technique. You must learn the art of words. If you would use a pen, and master form and color, if you would paint pictures. So also you must be prepared to pay the price of spiritual development and undergo the training which spiritual development will demand of you. This entails a continual cleansing of your mental outlook until it manifests to a degree at least of health and wholeness or holiness. My dear ones, how can you expect to have a healthy body if your mind is unhealthy? You will reply that you know plenty of perfectly healthy people whose minds seem to be far from healthy. But this is only a question of time. Health will not long endure if the mind lacks ease and harmony. Therefore, always think healthily, constructively, optimistically. We do not mean with foolish optimism, but happily and confidently, knowing that behind all that apparent confusion of earth life, a divine spark is at work, evolving the spiritual qualities in men. If your mind were trained more healthily, it would never be drawn down into the vortex of depression and fear. You would be positive in your thought, knowing that all works together for the good, and that whatever comes along, good is always behind it. Often you are upset and disturbed because so many things are waiting your attention, and you work too hard in your mind. You do a piece of work 100 times mentally when you need actually to do it only once. You say to yourself again and again, I must do so and so, but so and so does not get done. Train yourself then to meet the work of the moment when it comes, and quietly do it. Do you see the importance of this quiet acceptance of what comes along and doing it at the moment and finishing with it? It is better to put any task or problem right out of your mind until the opportunity comes to deal with it. But do get out of the habit of worrying over little pinpricks. In the majority of people, the mind is like an untidy rag bag. It is not easy to receive impressions from the higher world into this conglomeration of odds and ends. If the brain is stuffed tight, the rays of spiritual light, which might penetrate, are rebuffed. They may persist until at last, in some quiet moment, penetration is effected. But if the mind be crammed, how can the man receive impressions from the higher worlds, or become aware of the angel at his side? Be in command, be the master. That is what we are all working for true mastership. You know, it's just so, White Eagle makes it sound so easy, but actually it's so difficult for all of us. So we all have to learn to still our minds and allow the light to penetrate and not get drawn into the suction of fear or depression. Have an awesome day, everybody. God bless.